Traveling this bending road is always an adventure, and I'm glad we can do it together. It's easier together because no matter where you go in life, two things are for certain. One, you will eventually come to a bend in your road, and two, God will always see you through. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and click the subscribe button so that you know when I upload my next video. In this way, we travel together and we encourage each other along the way. Hi, glad to be back on the bending road with you this week. I want to talk about stuff. Yeah, we all have stuff. You know, I think we have more stuff now than we ever had. Even in the days, you hear about people that went through the Great Depression and they hoard things, they stock up, and yet we today have this real attraction to stuff. We buy, and so much is so readily available, right? I mean, you don't have to work real hard. I can sit on my sofa and on my cell phone I can bring up that Amazon app and I can have something delivered to me tomorrow. And I hear about folks who, and I don't mean any offense, but we buy things and then the box comes and it sits on the table and we don't open it. And I've heard stories about people who have boxes that have never been opened. They don't know what to do with it. They don't even know what's in it anymore. Grocery bags that are purchased, things that are purchased and tucked away, and you can go to a thrift store, you can go to a garage sale, you can go to a rummage sale at a church, and you can buy stuff. And our houses are overflowing with stuff to the point where we have to buy storage units and put our stuff in storage units. Now, storage units are handy and they're really great when you're in transition or stuff, but storage units are never meant to hold all of our stuff, hold our belongings for long term. I've heard of people who have had to buy a second house in order to put their stuff. It may not look like it. If you were to come to my house today, it may not look like I have an issue with that. And even all of the books you see behind me, this is a small amount compared to what I had before. This was something that I had to recognize in myself. This was something that I had to see and then tackle. I could be a hoarder. I could just really hoard things, and I had more movies than any human could watch and cassette tapes and CDs and books on tape and clothes. Oh my goodness, did I have clothes. I love to go to the thrift store and buy clothes. At some point, I recognized this in me, and I have battled this for a long time. So if this is something you're battling, there is no judgment here. I get it. I even today have to be very careful when I go into Walmart or I go into a thrift store or I go to a rummage sale. I have to ask myself, do I need this? And what do I need this for? Why do I need this? And what's life going to be like if I don't have this? This is a conversation that goes on in my head while I'm in a store. And you may see me and I will have things in my arms. And before I go to the checkout, I go around and put them all back. Because I've told myself, I don't really need them. The other part of this is a fear of running out. I get afraid. Well, what if I run out of this and I can't get more of it? So I will buy things in bulk. And I've had to talk to myself about overbuying. Remember in the pandemic, the overbuying of toilet paper. There was a fear that we were going to run out of toilet paper. Some people did. Some people had to find other options. I don't know what those other options were. We have to be careful. We have to not be afraid. We have to monitor ourselves. The other part of this is that we need to look at the stuff we have and ask ourselves, do I need all of this? Something that Dave and I did quite a while ago during Lent. We, instead of giving up something for Lent, let's stop doing something habit or not eating a particular food, fasting from things. One of the things we did was we got rid of one item per day for all of the days of Lent. It was very effective. And of course, we had a rule that if you go through your bookshelf and you find 5 books, that doesn't count for 5 days. No, that is one. That is one day. If I go through my closet and find 5 items, that's not 5 days. That's 5. That's one group of things. So we did this every day, and we found every day we could find something to put in the get rid of pile. And then as Lent came to a close, all of those items were donated to a rummage sale or a thrift store. Another thing we've done is every year we've looked at, kind of asked ourselves the question, if you moved this year, what would you not want to have to pack? What would you not want to have to move? And one year we went through every video in the house. One year we went through all our books. This year we actually got rid of 3 sets of golf clubs and some other sporting goods that we haven't used. We haven't used them. And if we want to at some point take up golfing, these days you can find a set of clubs to knock around some balls, rent them or get them on Facebook Marketplace for a few dollars. We didn't need to keep those. 3 sets of golf clubs we got rid of. I still have some like golf shoes and some golf balls. If you're interested, give me a call. I'll set you up with some things like that. Another thing that we've done is whenever we do move, now that's a blessing for us. I consider that a blessing. Every time we move, before I put things in a box, I try to ask myself, why am I taking this with me? What do I need this for? How important is this? And, we also have the advantage of at some point in retirement, the plan is to move into the camper. Well, you can't take all this stuff with you if you're going to move into the camper. All of that has to go away. So for us, that's a blessing. But I suspect that most of you listening to this aren't going to move every few years. And you're probably not planning to move into a camper. So what is your motivation? You got to find your own motivation for that. And that might be really hard. But here's a motivation. Matthew 6:24 says, no one can serve 2 masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Well, for some of us, money isn't what we hoard. Money isn't what we love. It's our stuff. It's our stuff. It's our clothes. It's our books. It's our videos. It's our glass menagerie. It's our whatever it is. And we hoard those things. Family heirlooms are a tough one because I'm finding my kids don't want family heirlooms. So you got to find somebody who can take those things. Furniture can be one of those things. Stuff that you buy on Amazon Prime, free shipping, things you don't really need. I want to encourage you today to find something that works for you, some motivation, some little trick. Maybe it's the days of Lent. You're going to go through and you're going to find one thing per day that you're going to get rid of. Maybe it's a 1 per month. Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe this Christmas, maybe it's time to go through those decorations and say, do I really need all of this? How can I pare down? Here's the thing, with too much stuff, we end up being owned by our stuff rather than owning our stuff. And when we're owned, we're controlled. We need to sort through that stuff. We need to house that stuff. We need to clean that stuff. We need to organize that stuff. We need to get that stuff out or put that stuff away. We need to work around that stuff. And I want to tell you, it is so freeing to get rid of stuff. It's not easy. But once it's gone, once you've made that decision, that's the hardest part, is making that decision. But once you've made that decision and say, nope, that thing is going to go, don't look back. Because once you do that, it is so free. You don't have to dust around it anymore. You don't have to dust it anymore. You don't have to worry that it's going to get broken. Find somebody who wants it. Find somebody who cares about that thing. Even if it goes to a thrift store, at least the next person who buys it, maybe they'll really be looking for that thing. So give them a blessing. I hope I've encouraged you today. And I just want to say thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next week on The Bending Road. Thank you for watching, and thank you for walking along this journey with me. Connect with me on social media or on my website, bendingroad.weebly.com. Let me know how I can pray for you as you navigate the bends in your road. And I pray that when you see the bend in your road, you will not be afraid, but will take the hand of God and keep walking. You are not alone.